The AFC Champions League group stage begins today for China's Shandong Taishan and South Korea's Daegu FC. They'll play a game every 3 days until the conclusion of the section in a thrilling test of physical and mental strength, with only the group winners guaranteed to progress. A runners-up spot might be enough, but only the 3 best runners-up in the East section will progress to the next phase. Of course, the COVID-19 pandemic continues to have an effect on football around the world. The AFC Champions League is not an exception. Shanghai Port have had to withdraw due to travel restrictions, while their fellow Chinese side Shandong Taishan have chosen to travel to Thailand for this group stage without their senior squad and their senior coach Hao Wei. Instead, a promising group of young stars will look to represent the Chinese Super League champions with distinction. As for Daegu FC, they had to work incredibly hard just to get to this stage. They were seconds away from elimination against Buriram United, but forced a penalty shootout before they were able to squeeze through on spot kicks. And ironically, they are playing in Buriram in Thailand today, having knocked out one of the local sides to get this far. The two captains, Kim Jin-hyuk of Daegu FC and Lu Yongtao of Shandong Taishan. This entire group will be played out over the next 3 weeks in this part of the world. The AFC Champions League moving through the gears. And an exciting opportunity for these Shandong Taishan players, representing a club that had so much success domestically last season, won the league and the cup double. And now they will look against the odds to succeed in this group stage. Singapore's Lion City Sailors and Japan's Urawa Red Diamonds, the other sides in this section. It's a long road ahead for both of these clubs. If they do make it through, then it'll be a few months before they return to action in the East section. Tournament won't resume until August in this section. So it's about finding a way over the next 3 weeks, over the next 6 games, to impress and make progress. Stage is set for an intriguing start to this group phase. South Korea's Daegu FC are not the champions of their country, and they don't have a huge amount of experience at this level. Made a difficult start domestically, and it's only their 3rd campaign in the AFC Champions League. But last year they did reach the last 16. Can they go further this time around? Shandong Taishan winning the Chinese Super League for the 4th time in their history. last time around. All of those successes have come in the last 16 years. And they are chasing a third straight Chinese FA Cup this year as well. So it's a team that's used to success, but they're relying on these youngsters to keep them in the competition. And here we go. The adrenaline is pumping. The excitement begins for Shandong Taishan and Daegu FC on match day 1 of the AFC Champions League's group stage. Will one or both of these teams qualify for the knockout rounds over the next 3 weeks? Our officials today from Saudi Arabia. Khalid Saleh Al Touré, our referee. What an opportunity for these young Shandong Taishan players. Well, as expected, it's an incredibly young Shandong Taishan side with the ages ranging from 17 to 22. Several of the players have played and indeed scored in the Chinese FA Cup, and they've gained first-team experience on loan at other clubs. Goalkeeper Cao Jung is a Chinese youth international. The attack will be spearheaded by 19-year-old striker Bakram. As for Daegu FC, they have rather more experience. Lu Yongtao, the captain of Shandong Taishan, says that we know we have no foreign players, we know we're a young team, but we've played together for a long time as a unit. We will give 100% and show our strength. They believe this is a fantastic opportunity to develop. Well, the big news for Daegu FC is that Brazilian superstar Cecinha, whose goal kept them in the tournament in the playoff round, is still sidelined by the injury that's kept him out of the last few domestic games. 37-year-old Lee Kun-ho leads the attack alongside the Brazilian Zeka. And in goal, Chae Yong-un has been given the nod. Oh Seung-hoon, the regular first-choice goalkeeper, but on the bench today. Daegu FC do have experience to call upon if they want to try and change the game. So here we go then. The group stage journey starts for Shandong Taishan of China and Daegu FC of South Korea. Match day 1 of the AFC Champions League in the East section. And it throws up this fascinating clash between Shandong Taishan and Daegu FC. Shandong Taishan sending a young squad to the tournament against an experienced Daegu FC side that is missing its star player today, Cecilia because of injury. What difference will that make today? Strong defending early on there from Jinno. Here is the captain, Kim Jin-hyuk. Daegu needed penalties to beat Buriram United in the playoffs and qualify for this group stage, and remarkably, they conceded a goal in the 119th minute to go 1-0 down, only to force an equaliser moments later through Cecilia, and they won 3-2 on spot kicks. How ironic that they should be playing in Buriram in Thailand today, having knocked out one of the local sides. That is Yu Yuan-wei, who is the coach of the youth side. Says, we've prepared a lot for the game. We're a young team, but we'll do our best to show our abilities, represent our club as well as we can. He said, we are not afraid of anyone. And an early test for the youngsters here. It'll be Hongche to take this free kick. Plenty of targets to aim for. Whipped in with pace. Bit of space here, and it was the effort from Bruno Lamas that was charged down. And here comes Shandong on the counter. Dung Chunze just overrunning it, and Daegu can break here. That is a crunching challenge from Yang Ruichi. Certainly a confident start from the youngsters. Long Ting Wei with some neat and tidy play. It is a good point that their coach, Yu Yuan-wei, makes, because even though this is a young side, it's a side that's played a lot of football together. Some of these guys have had loan spells away from the club where they've played first-team football at senior level. But they know each other incredibly well. Good pressing from Shandong there. Daegu trying to play through that press and not particularly succeeding. Great work from Jinno and Yi Shanlong to keep that pressure on. Sao Jung, the Shandong goalkeeper, called into action. There is Alexandre Gama, the coach of Daegu FC. Knows Buriram incredibly well. He came from Buriram United in December. He knocked his old club out of the tournament. So this is almost like a home fixture for him back in Thailand. It's a good forceful run by Bruno Lamas, and he might get the chance to shoot here, and it was deflected, and it made it awkward for Sao Jung. Watchful goalkeeping. The other teams in this group are Urawa Red Diamonds of Japan and Singapore's Lion City Sailors. It's a busy schedule. Group matches every 3 days until the end of the month. All the games being held in Buriram. Knockout stage in the East section doesn't take place until August. Worth bearing in mind, there is no VAR until the knockout stage. Daegu having been rocked back on their heels a little, just trying to feel their way into the contest. Daegu finished third in the South Korean K-League last season. They've never been crowned as South Korean champions. Have won the South Korean Cup in 2018. That's the only major honour in the history of a club that was only founded in 2002. So it's a young club that has made big strides in South Korean football. Was guided in towards Zeka, the Brazilian, who's only on loan at Daegu. Zeka, the number 19. Space here for Bruno Lamas, although he's very quickly charged down there. Shandong Taishan are working incredibly hard without the ball, especially their number 23, Yi Shanlong. It's clearly a tactic that they've settled upon to try and disrupt Daegu's rhythm when they move into certain areas. Even if it had been the senior squad here, there would have been a certain element of rust, because Shandong Taishan haven't played a competitive game for 3 months. That was the Chinese FA Cup final back in January. Finished the Chinese domestic season with a 20-match unbeaten run. It's a sequence that stretches all the way back to July 2021, when they lost to Gwangju FC. There is Hongche, 40 caps for South Korea. Neat and tidy play there from Deng Chunze. Here is the captain, Lu Yongtao. 22, has played and scored in the Chinese FA Cup. Lu Yongtao, he had a loan spell at Youth Island. He's a player they have high hopes for. Shandong happy to allow Daegu to just wander into their half, but then will only engage them closer to goal, and that was very neat and tidy defending there. Nearly 8 minutes in and no real tests for Sao Jung. Strong defending from Kim Jin-hyuk, 28-year-old captain of Daegu. Free kick given against Chen Jozwan. South Korean side has won this tournament as recently as 2020, when Ulsan Hyundai won against Persepolis, the Iranian side, in the final. Hasn't been a Chinese winner since 2015. And Gwangju Evergrande were able to win it. That's strong defending from Lin Guoyu. There is a lot of pressure on Daegu FC today against such inexperienced opponents. Does change the dynamic somewhat. And in warm conditions, they're trying to make those youngsters run. Another good interception from Yi Shanlong. He's made a really good start, the number 23 for Shandong Taishan. Just caught there late by Lee Yong-rae. There's a couple of players from the other end of the age spectrum for Daegu FC today. Lee Kun-ho, 37, in attack for them, and Lee Yong-rae, 35, in midfield. Bruno Lamas coming short to get involved, the Brazilian. Well, 2 Brazilians in the Daegu FC team today. Here is Bruno Lamas again. Neat and tidy play, opening up space for the shot. It was a really good block. Might come for Zeka, that's blocked as well. And then the drive is wide of the target. It was good pressure from Daegu here. And the shot rather dragged there by Lee Yong-rae. 17 caps for South Korea, the number 74 for Daegu FC. Competitive start to the game. Daegu FC starting to get a bit of momentum here. And you would expect that. It's a lovely pass from Bruno Lamas, and a very good challenge out there by Shong Lin-rui, who's only 17, but he's doing a terrific job out on that left-hand side so far. The number 28 for Shandong. Chang Sung-won with the throw. Too strong. Daegu aren't in great form right now. They've collected just a point from their last 4 league matches since that Champions League playoff win in mid-March. So it's not a team that's quite at peace with itself. They are in the midst of their domestic season. They have made a rather disappointing start to the campaign. They've only taken 8 points from their first 9 matches in the K-League season. Not just a big day for the players, but a big day for the coach as well, Yu Yuan-wei. Great opportunity for him to shine in the absence of Hao Wei, who is the senior coach. Hao Wei, a man that not only won the Chinese League and Cup double as a coach, he did it as a player as well with Shandong Taishan all the way back in 1999. He was the boss of China's women's team as well at one stage, the Shandong Taishan senior boss. Again, determined defending from Shandong Taishan. Just waiting for the gaps to open up here. Trying to break with Chang Sung-won initially. Good cover from Long Ting-wei. It was a neat and tidy flick and a big chance here and over the top. Hongche with the chance. Got right underneath it. Never really looked entirely comfortable. But that's a scare for the Chinese champions. Space opening up here, really good ball in. And there is the opening goal. And it is Lee Kun-ho, the veteran, who gets the opening goal. They were opened up there, Shandong Taishan. And a veteran poacher finds a way. It's a lovely ball in, perfectly judged. And Lee Kun-ho just waiting on that far post. Great ball in by Hwang Jae-won. And Lee Kun-ho in the right place at the right time, using all of his experience, and there is the opening goal. It was a lovely break. Perfect delivery from Hwang Jae-won. And Lee Kun-ho with the opening goal of the game. No big surprise that he should score it. He's been scoring goals throughout his career. 37 now, a man with 84 caps for South Korea. 19 goals at international level. Question now is whether Shandong Taishan can clear their heads and bounce back from that setback. Made a good start to this game, but they have been opened up by some real quality there. A 19-year-old setting up a 37-year-old. Room to manoeuvre here. Stretched the game really well so far, Daegu. Used the flanks effectively. That's what they're trying to do again here. And that was a fizzing drive. Lee Yong-rae has been happy to pull the trigger from distance, and on this occasion, Sao Jung with no real problems. It's only Daegu FC's third campaign in this competition. They went out in the group stage in 2019, reached the last 16 last year. They were beaten 4-2 by Japanese side Nagoya Grampus. So they are a team that's gaining experience at the continental level. Here's the captain, Lu Yong-tao. Long Ting-wei trying to make something happen, but strong defending from the South Korean side, who have the lead through Lee Kun-ho. And a lot for that man to think about. It's worth remembering that only the group winners go through as of right to the knockout phase. They'll be joined by the three best runners-up in the eastern section, and that's a horrible error, and they're in big trouble here. And there is the second goal. And Zeka cannot believe his luck. It's a really horrible moment for Sao Jung. It's a gift for Daegu FC and for Zeka. Trying to keep the ball in, trying to prevent the corner, and he just got it horribly wrong. Lost his footing. And Zeka showed great composure, actually. It would have been easy to lose concentration in that situation, but not this time. And Daegu FC are in command now. And they're on the charge, looking for another one here. Good strong defending in the end. Still the pressure's on, though. Daegu sensing they can maybe get this wrapped up very early on. It's a rather wayward clearance. That was fair defending there from Chen Yuswan. And Shandong Taishan have to show composure here if they can, after a double setback. Opened up with a moment of quality for the first goal, and authors of their own misfortune for the second. But here they come looking for a response. Tung Chun-ze. At senior level, Shandong Taishan went on a 16-game winning streak between July and December last year, but it does seem harsh to compare this group of players to that standards. They're certainly showing the guts and determination you need. And that was a fine run by Bakram. Delicate cross, but that's comfortable for Che Yong-un. Jinno with the right idea, but the wrong execution. Time and space for Lee Won-woo. I've worked this really neatly. Hong Che, his cross, well dealt with in the end. And the free kick goes Shandong Taishan's way, and the impressive Yi Shanlong at the heart of that. Good battle that between the 21-year-old and a 35-year-old. And the youngster comes out on top on that occasion. Here is Yang Richi, one of a number of players in this group that came through the Taishan Football School. It's a club with a proud tradition of bringing young players through, Shandong Taishan. Daegu just calming things down. It is a warm temperature, so just making sure they don't overexert here. Daegu did have some big wins in the group stage last season. They hammered United City 7-0 and 4-0. They beat Beijing Guoan 5-0 and 3-0. And so far, starting this group stage in style. But there is a long way to go, and if Shandong Taishan could get a goal back, it might just give them something to think about. You have to feel for the young goalkeeper, Sao Jung. Happens to all goalkeepers at some stage. They make a high-profile error that leads to a goal. That's just the nature of the position. It's how you bounce back from that, which is the important thing. He's a goalkeeper with great potential. He's only 20. He's played for China's, or he's been in China's under-20 squad. He's played in the Reserve League. He's played in the Chinese FA Cup. Smashed away by Shong Lin Ri. Here is Lee Won-woo. Again, strong defending from Shandong Taishan. Certainly not been shy of a challenge so far. And that's in a good way. On by Zeka, but wasn't quite on the same wavelength as Bruno Lamas there. He's signed on loan from the Brazilian club Mirassol. Got 6 goals in the Paulista Championship. Zeka. So he was on decent goal-scoring form when he made the move to join Daegu FC for the rest of the season. Of course, there is a strong tradition of Brazilian players going to the K-League and indeed elsewhere in Asia. Strong tradition of Brazilian players going everywhere and impressing. One of the great football exporters. Spread by Lee Yong-rae. They've worked it really well down this right-hand side in the first half so far, trying to get Hwang Jae-won and Jang Sung-won involved. It's another really good ball in, and there is the third goal. And it's that man again, Zeka. And Daegu in total command here. And again, it's a brilliant delivery from that right-hand side. That is a fantastic cross. It was begging to be attacked. And Zeka obliged with his second goal of this first half. Had to adjust his body. It wasn't the easiest finish. He made it look so. And that's what it means to him. And Daegu FC are in complete command now of this game. And 2 of those 3 goals have come from right-wing crosses that have been perfectly executed. That's good control, but then left the ball behind Jin No, and suddenly that's opened up space. And can they get a fourth here? It's a really determined run. And a good cross, and wide on this occasion. No hat-trick goal yet for Zeka, but Shandong Taishan are clinging on here. It was a really determined run by Lee Kun-ho in the first place to open up the space. And it all actually came from Jin No's error, having controlled the ball brilliantly, and then just left it behind. Foul given away by Kim Jin-hyuk. Well, Shandong Taishan have scored in their last 23 competitive matches. They haven't drawn a blank since July. Can these young players keep that proud record going? Alexandra Gamma will be so pleased with how his Daegu FC team has been professional in unusual circumstances. Can be hard when you are the strong favourites for a match to maintain your concentration, but they have done that in the opening 29 minutes, and they have taken control of this AFC Champions League group stage game. It is only match day 1 for these two. They'll play games every 3 days between now and the end of the month. And just to remind you, only the winners of each group qualify as of right for the knockout phase. They'll be joined by the 3 best runners-up. Daegu FC was founded as a community club a couple of decades ago. Spent most of their existence as a top-flight club. They were relegated in 2013, took them 3 seasons to win promotion after that. Lee Kun-ho caught there. That's a painful one, as you can see. Challenge coming in from Jin No. Wasn't the most subtle challenge I've ever seen. He's another Taishan youth product, just 20, Jin No. Hong Che to take. Strong header away. On a good drive and a strong save. Really good reaction from Shandong, because that was travelling from Bruno Lamas. Really caught hold of that. This is absolutely flying. And the goalkeeper with strong wrists there, pushing the ball away, and then in action again. So Shandong saving his team not once but twice, and at least partially making up for the error for the second goal. Rare touch for Che Young-un, who is, to all intents and purposes, the second choice goalkeeper for Daegu FC, but an opportunity for him today to get some game time. Oh Seung-hoon is the usual first choice. Hong-chuk. Been happy to knock this ball around in these areas, trying to draw Shandong Taishan out. It's not an easy thing to do. That's been the aim. That's a nice passage of play. Here is Lu Yong-tao. He's asking a lot there of his target. It was Long Ting-wei. Shandong Taishan have a rather modest record in this competition, in truth. They've never been beyond the quarterfinals. Last time they reached that stage was back in 2016, so are hoping to do better, but circumstances have dictated that they've selected this young squad. Here is Bakram, who's ploughed a lone furrow in attack and has been rather isolated so far. That's a lovely ball. Really neatly done. And good cover. Strong defending from Lin Guoyu, who only joined the club in December from Wuhan FC. As we see Bakram dispossessed there. 19, Chinese youth international Bakram. Hong Jong-un. That's a really good ball, and they've got plenty here. And the break of the ball is kind to Shandong Taishan there. Just look at this ball here. Delightful from Hong Jong-un. It's a good break by Jang Seung-won. He's played really well down that right-hand side so far. Not the best delivery. He will go for goal, and he hit that really sharply. There's Lee Won-woo with the effort. Ticking towards the final 10 minutes of what's been a tough first half for Shandong Taishan. An opener from Lee Kun-ho and a brace from Zeka, making the difference at the moment. Can Daegu FC get more goals before half-time? They will hope so. Might be able to make some changes in the second half if that proves to be the case. Oh, it's come all the way through and got right underneath it, Zeka, chasing the hat-trick. It's a good ball in. They let it bounce there, Shandong, and he just didn't get over the top of it. It's a nice turn. Just wouldn't come down for him. Lin Guoyu was taken out by the quality of the turn, really. Well, if nothing else, they'll learn a lot from today, these Shandong Taishan youngsters. Playing against senior pros with plenty of experience. Defending champions in the AFC Champions League are Saudi Arabia's Al Hilal. Beat a South Korean side in the final, beat Pohang Steelers last year. So there is a strong South Korean tradition in this tournament. And that's certainly been in evidence in recent seasons, with Ulsan Hyundai winning it a couple of seasons ago. That's given away cheaply, and suddenly Daegu on the move. He's enjoying himself at the moment, Zeka. Started at Bahia in Brazil. There is space here on the right if they can switch it, but they weren't able to do so. Lee Yong-rae with the foul. He's been right in the thick of things in that midfield area. And as a result, Long Ting-wei was unable to make the switch. So a drinks break, which makes perfect sense given the warm conditions, and an opportunity not only to take on a bit of fluid, but to take on some tactical instruction as well. It's been largely one-way traffic, we expected that, but these Shandong Taishan youngsters have certainly risen to the challenge. The effort's there, the quality's there at times too, as they try and play their way through Daegu FC, but they've found Zeka too hot to handle in attack, and also gifted the South Korean side a goal. Well, your heart breaks for him. Sao Jung. And Zeka picked his pocket and then showed the composure to fire home. And this was a delightful delivery from Jang Sung-won. They've put in a couple of really good crosses. Hwang Jae-won for the opening goal, Jang Sung-won for the third goal. And the rather underemployed, from Shandong Taishan's point of view, Chae Yong-woon can get us back underway. Our Saudi referee just having to explain why we have to get back underway in a certain way after that drinks break. Now the admin's out the way, we can get on with things. Here is Bruno Lamas, player that's played in Portugal, signed from Khofakan. Ticking towards the final 5 minutes of this first half. Match day 1 of the AFC Champions League group stage for these two. All 6 group games will take place over the next 3 weeks. Game every 3 days. Daegu FC are still without arguably their best player, Sasinia, who scored that vital goal in the playoff against Buriram United. He's been out for the last few games with injury and not part of the squad today. Problem here for Bakram, the centre forward for Shandong Taishan, who's had a rather unenviable task trying to hold the ball up and take the pressure off his teammates up against Hong Jong-un. Of course, goal difference might turn out to be quite important in the grand scheme of things. So Daegu FC certainly won't want to take their collective foot off the accelerator. Too strong there. And the referee giving it Shandong Taishan's way. It's good determination from Jin No here. Having to really battle. Chased all the way by Kim Jin-hyuk, who came forward from centre-back to make that run. Space here for Lee Yong-rae. Trying to find Hong Che, who hasn't quite made the same inroads down that left-hand side as the likes of Hwang Jae-won and Jang Sung-won have made down the right-hand side. Haven't needed to so far. It's a bit strange game in the sense that actually Sao Jung, even though it was his error for the second goal, he's only really had one hugely impressive save to make, which was the one to deny Bruno Lamas. But Daegu FC have been clinical, and Yu Yuan Wei has a lot to think about at half-time. How does he try and raise his young players and begin to try and turn this one around? That's really neat and tidy. A goal would be a massive lift for the Chinese champions. Space here for Jin No. And he got the cross in, he did ever so well there, Jin No. And he's won his team a corner there. Good determination from the 20-year-olds. And a dangerous cross as well, a searching delivery. So perhaps a rare test here for Choi Young-hoon. Plenty of air on it. Well, that's a good determined challenge. And a very clean one as well. Ticking towards the 45-minute mark. And a late free kick here. It was Shong Lin Rui who was brought down. And a chance to load the box, just the one additional minute at the end of a rather one-sided first half. But a first half that has seen both teams covered in glory, just in different ways. Daegu have shown their quality and their professionalism. Shandong Taishan have shown real guts and Good strong header away. It was Shandong's delivery. Here is Long Tingwei. Lu Yongtao. Half-time in Buriram, and it is Daegu FC who are in command at the break. The veteran Lee Kun-ho with the opening goal, and then a quick-fire double from the Brazilian Zeka has put the South Korean side in a very strong position. A young Shandong Taishan team has battled gamely so far. They haven't been able to create much in attack, and against the firepower of Daegu FC, they have struggled to cope. Can the young Chinese champions find a way of turning this around in the second half, or will Daegu FC make sure that they take 3 precious points on match day 1 of this AFC Champions League group stage? Daegu FC leading by 3-0. Half-time, Shandong Taishan 0, Daegu FC 3.
ป๊บนึงพี่อ้าวเก้าอี้ไม่มีพี่ดาบยืมเก้าอี้หน่อยพี่
Welcome back to our coverage of this AFC Champions League clash between Shandong Taishan, the Chinese champions, and the South Korean side Daegu FC. It is Daegu FC who are in command. Going into this second half, they lead by 3-0. An early strike from the veteran Lee Kun-ho, and a double from the Brazilian Zeka, giving Shandong Taishan a mountain to climb at the start of this second half. The young Shandong Taishan team has battled bravely so far. They've worked incredibly hard in warm conditions. But they have found it difficult to live with the firepower of the South Korean side. Good professional display so far from this team. Goalkeeper Che Yong-woon has barely had a thing to do so far. Shandong Taishan will hope that that changes in this second period. So it's been the perfect start to the group stage of the AFC Champions League for Daegu FC. 3 goals without reply so far against a young and inexperienced Shandong Taishan squad, but a group of young players who have certainly shown that they have the fighting spirit and indeed the quality at times to try and compete at this level. But they've been undone by a mix of their own mistakes and some really high-quality play from the K-League team. No changes at the break. It was Lee Kun-ho who scored the opening goal for Daegu FC. The following 2 scored by Zeka, the Brazilian. So he's on a hat-trick, and there may be an early chance here. Referee had a long look at that and gives no penalty. And just to remind you, there's no VAR until the knockout stage, so no reviews there. Here is Bruno Lamas. Solidly away by Shonglin Rui. It'll be a corner. Let's have a look at this challenge. Yes, he takes the ball. Excellent refereeing there. Nothing wrong with that challenge from Yang Ruiqi. Comfortably defended by Shandong Taishan. Daegu haven't kept a clean sheet in any of their last 7 matches. The last one was over a month ago, so that'll be on their list of objectives for this second half. Make sure they don't concede a goal. Haven't actually been playing that well away from home either. That's another really good ball in, and a chance for the hat-trick, and Zeka denied, and then off the line. Fantastic defending, but eventually smashed in. And it is Hongche who gets the 4th. It looked as though Daegu would be denied, but it is Hongche who strikes. And it all came yet again from another good delivery from the right. What a super cross by Jang Seung-won. Zeka denied by a superb save, but they were queuing up there to apply the final touch. That's a super piece of goalkeeping by Sao Jung. And then steered in. Well, the initial shot off the line, and then Hongche said, "You're not saving that one." So we had 2 attempts and got there in the end. And if there were any doubts about the result, they may well have been extinguished now. Free kick won by Jang Seung-won, who's been fantastic down that right-hand side. He's put in deliveries that have led to a couple of goals now. Daegu in search of a 5th. And counts himself a little unlucky, Sao Jung, to have conceded that 4th goal, having made such a good save from Zeka. It'll be Hongche, the goal scorer, to take this free kick. Plenty of air on it. Smashed away by Yang Ruiqi. And is Alexandre Gama, who was born in Rio. Had 20 years as a coach. He's had something of a nomadic existence in those 2 decades. The Daegu FC coach. He's coached in Brazil, Abu Dhabi, South Korea, Qatar and Thailand. Won back-to-back Thai titles with Buriram United in 2014 and 2015. So it is a homecoming of sorts. And a couple of changes there you can see from Shandong Taishan. Zhang Yingkai, one of the players brought on. Shonglin Rui replaced, and Liu Fanyi has come on as well for Long Ting Wei. So a double change. Fresh legs for the trailing Chinese side. Bakrum. It's worked really hard in attack, the number 9 for Shandong Taishan. But it's been tough going for him. can see there just at the bottom of your picture that number 2, Zhang Yingkai. Fine clearance there by Che Yong-un. And the free kick. Yi Shanlong, the number 23, has been excellent for Shandong Taishan. I know that sounds strange considering they're 4-0 down, but he's played a really important role in that midfield. He's been chasing the ball down, he's been hustling and harrying and battling. Certainly not made life easy for Daegu FC. Shandong Taishan up against the Japanese side, Urawa Red Diamonds next. As the shot comes in and off the post. What a goal that would have been. It was really well struck, that, by Bruno Lamas. Goalkeeper was beaten. Really nifty give and go that between the two Brazilians, Zeca and Bruno Lamas, and it was Bruno Lamas who had the shot and is denied by the base of the post. Forlorn chase that for Zhang Yingkai. These are big clubs. Shandong Taishan have been Chinese Super League champions 4 times. All of those successes have come in the last 16 years. Won the Chinese FA Cup 7 times, including back-to-back successes in 2020 and 2021. Won the Chinese Super Cup in 2015, as we see that Daegu have made a change, taken off Lee Kun-ho. Brought on Oh Hu-seong to replace him. He's just 22. So a veteran goal scorer going off for someone rather younger. Space opening up here. Oh, just a bit short, but then given straight back to him. Thought about the shot. It's a really determined run, this, by Deng Chunze. Couldn't find a way through, but just shows you the determination still there. And even though this has been a rather sobering game for this young side, they'll have certainly learnt a lot playing against a side of this quality. Daegu will know that they'll have tougher tests ahead. Space here for the substitute. Not for long. It's a good confidence boost, this, for Daegu. They've not been playing well domestically. Only 8 points from their first 9 matches in the K-League and taken just a point from their last 4 away games in that competition. So they're not playing particularly well. Thought about the volley. It was a bit wide, truth be told. But he's already scored once, Hongche. Lee Yong-rae. Forward by Hong Jong-un. Here is Bruno Lamas. Very much the playmaker, especially without Cecilia. Lu Yongtao. Captain Lu Yongtao's continued his run through the middle if they can find him here. And it'll be a corner, but nothing more than that. And they will feel that maybe it should have been a bit more than that. It was Liu Fanyi, substitute, who'd made the run. All very comfortable for Chae Young-un. Alexandra Game, the coach of Daegu FC, said we're happy to be playing in the group stage. It's good for South Korean football that we're here. Says it's a strong group, but we have plenty of motivation. He said we've come here to qualify. They certainly have confidence, and they've made a confident start to this tournament. Certainly in the group stage, it was touch and go in terms of them making it through the playoff rounds. Excellent play down the right again. Goalkeeper's lost it. It's a rather acrobatic clearance, and it got the job done. But again, it was a really good break from Hwang Jae-won, who's been brilliant down that right-hand side. Space opening up here, forward by the captain, Kim Jin-hyuk, and the angle was against Daegu FC there. Ticking towards the hour mark. Just the one goal added to the Daegu FC total since half-time. And a couple of substitutions being readied. Jong Chi-in. And Jo Jin-woo set to come on. Jang Sung-won, Fanny Bruno Lamas. And for once, off target. So we've reached the hour mark. And a double change, and Kim Jin-hyuk is replaced by Jong Chi-in, who is a Daegu youth products. And the other change sees Hong Jong-un replaced by Jo Jin-woo. Jo Jin-woo did have a spell in Japan playing for Matsumoto Yama. So a couple of defensive changes there. It's a nice idea, just couldn't quite link up with the header. And that's going to be free kick at very least. It's a rather cynical challenge, that, truth be told, by Hwang Jae-won. Broke up a very promising Shandong Taishan attack, that. And an opportunity for a drinks break here as some treatment is administered. As we see here, the absolutely outstanding Hwang Jae-won, just 19, only joined the club in January. He's been magnificent today, causing the goalkeeper a problem here, not for the first time. It's been that threat down the right-hand side that Shandong Taishan have found so difficult to deal with. So back underway. It looks as though Yi Shanlong will be able to rejoin us after treatment. It's a nice idea, that, by Zeka, just trying to bring the ball under his spell. Here's Bruno Lamas, and he will go for goal. He's determined to try and come up with something spectacular today. He's already had one shot palmed away. He struck the post as well. It's just not happened for him today so far, but that's not to say that it won't. Player that's had a varied career, Bruno Lamas. Have kept on working, kept on running, Shandong Taishan. But it's going to be harder and harder to maintain that kind of work rate as the game goes on. But every bright moment of play, closer they get to a goal, just builds confidence ahead of what is a very packed schedule coming up for these young men. If you are just joining us, Shandong Taishan have picked a youth squad for this group stage. Here is Lu Yongtao. Neatly spread there by Yi Shanlong. Can they get the cross right? Too close to Che Yong-un. Now can they make something happen? It's the substitute with the cross, Oh Hu-seong. Lovely drop of the shoulder. Space here for Zeka. I think he was a bit caught in two minds there, whether to go for the shot or lay the ball off. Bruno Lamas, and he'll go for goal again! Sensational! He's been looking to do that all game, and finally, Bruno Lamas makes the magic happen. An unstoppable drive, the moment of the match, and it is 5-0. Had the space, had the bravery to have the shot at goal. And finally, he's able to beat Sao Jung. Beautifully struck. Got a touch to it, the goalkeeper, but just too hot to handle. And Bruno Lamas gets himself on the score sheet. And it's 5 in Buriram. Neat and tidy touch there. They've worked the space. It could be another one over the top. Really should have been another one. And he's deserved a goal. Jang Sung-won. Going to have another change here. Ahn Young-woo is going to come on for Daegu. And you see there, change has been made. It's Guo-ze who has come on for Deng Chun-ze. Guo-ze is 21, another player who's come through the Taishan football school. We're in the final quarter of the contest, and it has been largely one-way traffic in Buriram. And lifted over brilliantly. That is superbly finished. What a fine goal that is from Jung Chi-in, the substitute. Shandong Taishan were opened up there. Beautifully timed run. They waited for a flag that never came. And that is a fine, fine finish. Bruno Lamas with the perfect ball, but just look at that from Jung Chi-in. That's a hard skill with the goalkeeper bearing down on you. One simple ball. And there is goal number 6 for Daegu FC. Jung Chi-in. And there is the change that they were readying. Ahn Young-woo has come on and taken the armbands. They brought on Kim Tae-young as well. "20 minutes to go." It's been tough going for Shandong Taishan. Conceded 3 goals in the first half, and they've conceded 3 more in the second. Hong Che and Yong Rae, the men replaced by Ahn Young-woo and Kim Tae-young. Bakram's turn. It was a nifty one as well. Is there a consolation for Shandong Taishan? Nice turn by Bakram. Maybe something here. Foul there by a frustrated Bakram. Fouling Uhuseong. Daegu do have a great record against Chinese opposition at this level. 3 wins and 1 defeat. That's now going to be 4 wins and 1 defeat. Shandong Taishan's record against South Korean sides is not good. 3 wins out of 18. They're looking for another one here. And it's good defending, though. It's about fighting the tiredness now for these young men. About trying to keep the score down. Daegu have been professional. They've been ruthless. They have kept on the pressure. Lee Kun-ho and Zeka's double in the first half. Hongche, Bruno Lamas, and Jong Chi-in with the strikes in the second half. All of them very well taken, actually, in that second half. Hongche blasting home after his initial shot had been cleared off the line. Bruno Lamas with a fantastic long-range drive, and Jong Chi-in with a fine finish after a perfectly timed run had bamboozled the Shandong Taishan defense. Too strong. Spread the play really well today. That's one of the things they've done superbly. Used the likes of Jang Sung-won, and when he was on the pitch, Hongche really kept the pitch wide, and they've made these players chase. Trying to get overloads in those wide areas as well. And if you look at a lot of the goals, certainly in the first half and early in the second, they were often from deliveries from out wide. He'll be so pleased, Alexandre Gama. His team has adapted to an interesting situation against a far less experienced team than they might have thought they'd come up against, and they've shown no sense of complacency, just got the job done. Scored some brilliant goals today as well. It's been the perfect start to this AFC Champions League group stage campaign. And they will feel they've got a genuine chance of topping this group. With all respect to these Shandong Taishan youngsters, you'd have to think there will be tougher tests to come, but they've got the job done. And as we move towards the final 15 minutes. Overhit this time by Jang Sung-won, but he's been outstanding on the right. Another change here. This time for Shandong Taishan, and it is change in attack. Lu Hongda is going to come on for Bakram. He's worked really hard this evening, without much support at times, and Lu Hongda, another 19-year-old, comes on. Towering header that was. It was neat and tidy. And another opportunity here. Goalkeeper comes, but doesn't get there. And there is the hat-trick goal for Zeka. And it is 7-0 for Daegu FC. Goalkeeper tried to get there, but that is a really neat and tidy finish. Perfectly timed run, but he still had so much to do. Goalkeeper tried to make a barrier. Bruno Lamas, the architect, and his fellow Brazilian Zeka with the hat-trick goal. That is a really delicate finish. Beautiful from Zeka. And it is 7-0 for Daegu FC. What a way to start the group stage. Hat-trick for him. He'll be looking to feature in the top scorers list. He started with a very well taken treble. Shown the real striker's art in this game, Zeka. If you think the first goal was a mistake from the goalkeeper, but he still had to show composure to punish that error. Second goal was him being a penalty box predator, making a perfectly timed run and being in the right place at the right time. And that goal was all about delicate finishing and awareness and a good run in the first place. Spread by Hwang Jae-won. Can they go on and get more? Too close to Seo-jung. Well, they've come close to scoring more. Daegu FC struck a post. Goalkeeper's made a couple of decent saves. It's been one-way traffic for the most part. It's hard to remember Chae Young-woon having much to do in the Daegu FC goal. Final 11 minutes of the contest. Shandong Taishan did have a long unbeaten run away from home, finished the domestic season with a run of 8 unbeaten games on their travels and won 6 of those, but that was not this team, in truth. It isn't really fair to compare this group of players to the one that has set so many impressive marks in Chinese football of late. The League and Cup winners, Shandong Taishan. It's a good ball by Bruno Lamas, and the shot rather dragged there by Jong Chi-in, who's looked a real danger since coming on, took his goal sensationally well, but off target there. Been some harsh lessons doled out to Shandong Taishan's players in this game, but you get the sense that they have the determination to come back and try and compete again in what remains. And there's a condensed group stage. And the header is brilliantly pushed away. That's a fantastic save. Jong Chi-in looking for his second goal of the evening. Did everything right, the header's down. Just a little too close to Seo-jung, but it's still a really good stop. Had to judge the flight of the ball. Had to get enough of a contact on it to push it clear. So a corner, but nothing more than that. And the header into the side netting, but another corner. It's been a real live wire since coming on. Jong Chi-in. Oh, haven't cleared this particularly convincingly yet. Another substitution by Shandong. Gao Jingchun has come on. Only 17. Well, the captain, Lu Yongtao, talked about this being about development. And certainly these players playing at this level against this kind of opposition, even though this will be demoralising to some extent, will have learnt so much today. Still going, still battling, still trying to compete. Guoze. Tired legs and tired minds. Committed challenge there. Maybe a little too committed, and that's going to be a yellow card. Kim Tae-young picking up the caution there. Or the challenge on Guo. Takes the ball, but takes a lot of the man as well. He felt that, Guo. 21-year-old, another one who came through the Taishan football school. Couldn't have really got any better for that man today. His team has defended solidly when necessary. They've attacked with great quality. Some really impressive goals in those 7. Hat-trick from Zeka. Bruno Lamas has had some really nice moments. They've attacked down the flanks with great quality. Chung Chi-in has looked really good since coming on as a substitute. And if they can get the clean sheet to go with it, just about the perfect evening to start this group stage for Daegu FC. Into the final 5 minutes. What a delivery that was. Didn't quite work out, but what a nice idea. Daegu trying the party pieces now, with the game well and truly won. Now let's give it away. Have surrendered possession a bit too easily at times. That's understandable. Here is Bruno Lamas, who has very much enjoyed himself. Forward by Jang Sung-hwan, who's been one of the players of the game for Daegu FC. Such a good outlet for them on that right-hand side, and they're looking for another goal, but Zeka couldn't quite latch on to that cross. Here is Lu Yongtao. And again, the captain. Found it so difficult to get through the centre of that Daegu FC defence. South Korean side haven't really felt that stretched this evening. Haven't really been able to get much support to the front man. Maybe something here, though, and an opportunity. And that's the one they've been waiting for all night. And Liu Yong-tao couldn't take it. First real scare for Daegu FC comes in the 88th minute. Oh, that's a little lax from Bruno Lamas. And had Shandong been able to make better use of that, it might have caused a problem. Daegu looking for an 8th. As we move towards the final 90 seconds of what's been a one-sided affair to start this AFC Champions League group stage. In the East section, this is Group F. Of the two teams, just to remind you, Lion City Sailors of Singapore and Urawa Red Diamonds of Japan. Final minute of the 90. Cross deflected, which might make it awkward. Lovely touch by Bruno Lamas. And that's a worthy effort from Jang Sung-hwan, who's probably deserved a goal tonight. Daegu will take great heart from the way they've performed tonight. But if it is going to be this tough for Shandong, Taishan all the way through the group stage, then Daegu will know the job is not yet done. With plenty of games still to go. But it's a good start. All eyes on the board, it's 2 additional minutes. And I think these tired Shandong players will be probably pretty pleased to hear that final whistle. Will there be an 8th, though? Zeka was trying to help it on, and that's comfortable clearance for Sao Jung, who's been beaten 7 times, but has actually made some really good saves too. Made up for his error for the second goal. Hwang Jae-won forward to Bruno Lamas. A couple of Daegu's better performers linking up there. That's given away really cheaply, and now there are spaces opening up here for Daegu. But a slip at the worst possible time sees that attack come to an end. This poor challenge. Rather unnecessary from Guo. Yellow card for him. And one last chance for Daegu to make something happen. An Young-woo, who was brought down there. Confirmation of that caution for Guo. And the last opportunity for the South Koreans to get an 8th. All the way through to Hwang Jae-won. It's there to be attacked, and the header straight at the goalkeeper. And the referee calls to an end what's been a one-sided affair. Daegu FC excellent from start to finish against inexperienced and youthful opponents, but they got their job done. Zeka, their hat-trick hero, to add to goals from Lee Kun-ho, Hong Che, Bruno Lamas and Jong Chi-in. Daegu FC with a ruthless and professional performance. They were outstanding tonight. It's the perfect start to the group stage for them in the AFC Champions League. 3 goals in the first half, 4 more in the second half. And Shandong Taishan, even though they gave it everything, were well beaten in the end. Didn't manage to create much in an attacking sense, and in defence they were opened up on a regular basis by the K-League team, who had their senior squad available and made best use of that. Zeka catching the eye with a hat-trick. The final score, Shandong Taishan 0, Daegu FC 7.
空手的帮拿一下东西，回更衣室啊，装备箱、背心都拿回去。把车里数，把车里数就行了。帮忙拿一拿东西，拿一拿东西，拿一拿东西。背心啊，刚刚背心什么？1号进走。啊，就拿，应该在里面。都拿着吧。球拿着啊，队员。 有手的拿个球。那我先回休息室了啊。我在一起看过，咱一起唱。那个给我分的不是。